Lesson 147. The best comes in the waiting. It can be almost frustrating when things don't move as fast or as smooth as you want. It is because what we get is very different to what we expect. And for most of us, that is always the case every time you devote yourself to something new. In this process, when you are about to take on something bigger than you must do most of the things differently, if not all of it. This happens, it requires you to be disciplined, not only improving the skills and knowledge about your career, but also it shapes your habit and character-wise. It will require you to develop strong focus, and that will make you stronger as you go. Expect to have failures and mistakes along the way, because these are the stepping stones that you take towards the heights you desire to reach. Nobody knows everything, but a heart that is willing to humble itself to take on the challenge as it comes will have a better direction in the future. You must be conscious of the path that you go along. The pain along the way is necessary so you can gain the strength you need. Never look at it as a burden to you, but be grateful that you have one more hurdle to go through. Apostle Paul illustrates this model of success on his ministry in Rome when he said, "We also glory in our suffering, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character. Character, hope." Romans 5:3-4. If you have the right intentions of heart in what you are doing, great things will happen if you do not give up. The pain that we face along the way always keeps us in check to remind us that we need to put more effort and not become complacent. The worst thing that can happen is when, after achieving the great things you ever dreamt of, you lose touch and waste everything away. Remember, it is always easier to fail than to succeed. Never give room to abandon the goal you work hard for. Remember the parable of the talents. The one who had one talent went and buried it, and, in the end, when the king came back, he took it and gave it to someone who worked for his talents. The gift and ability that God has given you has to be exercised for the good of the people around you. Just as the body has different parts which serve you as a whole, so the people here on earth have different talents with the purpose of serving each other. If we become complacent and do not use what we have, it will be taken and given to someone else. Not because what you expect is late doesn't mean it won't happen. You must be patient, because most of the time your breakthrough comes when it is least expected. You must hold on just a little bit longer and not destroy the good habit that you have built for so long. The Bible reminds us in Isaiah that those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:31. God desires for you to have great things in life. He is waiting and seeing who is willing to devote to Him and who is close to Him so that He can come close to you. In order to go further, constantly build your relationship with God so that you stay close to the source of life. Ignoring God, thinking that He is something different from the life you are pursuing, will only lead to regret. The world is suffering so much because they ignore a simple concept that they can never do anything without God. You can try to go some distance on your own, but will never find peace unless you allow God to give you the direction to life. God says, "Abide in me and I in you, so that you can bear so many fruits. And without me you can do nothing." Patience is key. When you rush towards fulfilling your goals, there is a possibility you will mess things up. You need to build a strong mentality that no matter how long it takes, as long as you take a step in the right direction, you will eventually do great in the end. Those who are quick to do things, there is a possibility they will act in sin, because their focus will be driven by their own fleshly desires, and in the end, they end up making poor life choice, thinking that they are left behind, or they are not in the right trend. God sees your effort and your willingness to do good, and it is important to Him as it is to you. God never calls you His servant but His friend, because when you agree with God, you become one with Him. Trust in Him, for His time is perfect. If it is not God's time, you cannot force it. When it is God's time, no one can stop it.